What up, Screen Fiends? I'm GB, and you're tuned in to Headz TV, where we like to discuss all the wonderful things appearing on your movie and your TV screens. In this episode, I'm going to give my review of The Leftovers Season 3, Episode 5, titled It's a Matt World. I wanted to make sure I got the right amount of Matts. Alright, this was a pretty good episode. Here's something. Look, I know I complain a lot, especially with The Walking Dead, about standalone episodes, okay? And standalone episodes, bottle episodes, whatever you want to call them, are not my problem. It's when they're disengaged from the larger plot, or when they deal with characters that aren't interesting, or they have a storyline that's going on in that episode that isn't interesting. That's when I have a problem with a bottle or a standalone episode. But look at Fargo, look at The Leftovers. I don't complain about the bottle episodes with those shows because the way they're handled are in interesting ways, dealing with interesting characters, and they actually have a larger part to play in the whole narrative of the season. So this was another like standalone episode. We don't get Kevin, we don't get Nora. Who do we get? We get Matt, we get the Murphys, and we get I forgot her name, but Kevin's ex-wife. Okay. Sorry. I went off on a tangent. Synopsis. Convinced it is Kevin's destiny to be in Miracle for the coming 7th anniversary of the departure, Matt Jamison impulsively heads to Australia in an effort to bring Kevin home. Now, if you've been following the show, which I hope you are if you're watching this, we have a situation where it's coming on the 7th anniversary of the departure, and everyone thinks that some cataclysmic event is going to happen. Not everyone, but many people think that the world is going to come to an end, or there's going to be another departure, or something terrible is going to happen. The apocalypse, whatever. So, there are various ways that different people are dealing with this. And we have an opening scene which seems to be removed from the episode, but as the episode plays, we learn that it played a bigger part in the actual episode. And we have some guy, I don't know if he's Russian, whatever, he's in some side of a submarine or a lab or something. He strips down, he's running through the hole, his pecker is flapping all over the place, and he does some crazy acrobat move, turns 2 keys, and he basically blows up an island is what he does. And I guess they don't really give reason to it, but I guess that's what maybe he thought that would help the apocalypse or bring the apocalypse on, or so that he wouldn't have to live through it. I don't really know what his intentions were, but it causes things to be a little rougher for Matt to get to Australia. So when they get to Australia, like I said, they're having all types of problems because of this explosion with planes and whatnot. So they want to get to Melbourne, and they're in Tasmania. So they get on this charter boat that this party has rented. They weasel their way on, however, whatever. And it's like this big giant sex party, which was pretty awesome because Matt is, as you know, he's the preacher. So seeing him in this Sodom and Gomorrah type of environment was really interesting to me. And, you could tell Matt is trying to ignore all that's going on around him, but it's hard when there's like sex, there's like a giant orgy going on in every corner of the boat. And then when there isn't a giant orgy going on, there's people getting killed. Because there's some dude masquerading as God who survived death before, much similar to Kevin. They compare Kevin to Jesus, but somehow this guy is God. I don't know. So we get this dude, and he doesn't look like God. He looks like some trucker. And he throws some guy off the boat. Matt's going crazy, trying to get everybody else to recognize that there are terrible things going on, but everyone only wants to have sex. And he even says that all you guys care about is having sex. People are dying here. And this goes back to Sodom and Gomorrah, where it didn't matter if there was torture, murder, death going on. All people were concerned about was sex and having a good time and partying and drinking. And the biblical references to this show are just, I don't talk about them enough because I'm not a big Bible guy. I do know a little bit. But and even for somebody who's not a big Bible or church guy, I pick up a lot of religious undertones in this show. I'm sure you all do too. I really one day want to sit down and try and pick all of them out and do a video about it, about just those, because they really do a good job with that. But this whole episode is really Matt's. Even though there are other characters involved, it's really Matt's episode. It's Matt's story. It's part of his story. So he believes if he brings Kevin back to Miracle by the time of the anniversary, he can avert apocalypse or crisis or whatever. How does he plan on getting Kevin to come back? I don't know, because it doesn't appear to me that Kevin is going to want to come back. But we don't really know what's going on with that story yet until we continue with it, which will probably be next episode. So, so we get some really good writing in this episode, really good character moments, and a lot more mystery stuff. Like, is this guy really God? Like, going by his conversation that he has with Matt, and the way that the captain talks about him, you get a sense that people really believe that this guy could be God. And I thought it was really interesting at the end to see him get mauled by the lion. Like, is he going to survive that too? I really don't know. This is a show, and I rarely can say this about a show, that you really don't know what's going on. You really don't have a good grasp of what the hell is happening on this show. But it's so wonderfully written and performed that it's engaging. You have to pay attention. You have to sit there through the next episode, even if you don't know what went on in the last episode. And this is like Lost to the extreme. So if those of you didn't like the mystery around Lost and the way that you kind of didn't know what was going on there until like the end of the seasons or whatever, you probably don't like The Leftovers, because there's a lot of that. But it was a really, really well put together episode. And like I said, I complain about bottle episodes, but not with every show. When you do it right, the bottle episodes can really, really, really stand strong. Walking Dead needs to take note. And I don't want to hear about budgets, okay? Look at The Leftovers. This isn't a show with an enormous budget. All right. Anyway. All right, so the title of the episode is simple. It's a Matt world. So basically, you're just seeing the world through Matt's eyes. You're following Matt through the entire journey of this episode. And you find out that he's dying, all types of stuff, okay? A lot of revelations come out of this episode. And yeah, it was really, it was a good episode. Am I going to call it great? Am I going to call it the best TV ever? No. But it's a good episode that fits in with the story. It fits in with this season. And, I like the character of Matt. I thought they were setting him up to be the villain of the show. And maybe they still are, because he is a bit of an asshole. But I don't know about that, because I'm starting to really think that he might turn out to be the unwilling villain, where he doesn't realize he's the bad guy of the piece, as opposed to kind of knowing he's being the jerk, was where I thought they were going with him in season 1. But I'm really excited to see where they round out that character. And we get another revelation in this episode that I didn't think was mentioned before, and I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I don't remember them telling us that Daddy Murphy, I always forget his name, and I always forget her name too, the Kevin's ex-wife, are married now. I didn't know that, but we find that out this episode. Maybe it was earlier, but the first time I picked it up was in this one. Oh, Rick! Rick Grimes is down, everyone. He's down. Let me get him. So yeah, I liked it. I thought it was definitely an intriguing episode into the mindset that they want you in, where is there something science fiction going on? Is there some mystical force at work? And what is that mystical force? Is Kevin Jesus? Is this guy God? Is Matt on to something? And all of that stuff, I don't know if we'll get answers to all of it, but I'm sure we'll get answers to some. As far as the standout of the episode, I'm gonna give it to Matt what's his name now? Oh, jeez, Christopher Eccleston. He was actually in Thor: The Dark World. He's Malekith, if you didn't know that. And he was also in, I believe he was Cobra Commander. No, Destro in the G.I. Joe crap movie. Yeah, he was definitely the best part about this episode, I thought. And as far as the production, I'm gonna give it to the writing on this one because, this show is so well written that how can I not know what's going on but still love this show and talk about it and think about it week to week? That's kudos to Lindelof and the rest of the writing crew on this one. My favorite moment of the entire episode was the scene where Matt has God tied to the chair. That whole interaction I loved all the way to the end with the lion. I loved all of it. When I saw the girl with the bolt cutters, I said right away, as soon as I saw the bolt cutters, oh man, she's gonna let that lion out. And that was the good stuff. And that whole "you are the lion" thing, where they were gonna like extract semen from him and all that was really strange. What were they gonna do with the semen? I don't know, but I don't know if I want to know. I'll tell you that much. I told you my favorite moment. My least favorite moment of this episode was I thought we were gonna get to see them get up with Kevin, and I really shouldn't call that a down point of the episode. But I like Justin Theroux a lot in the role, and you start to miss certain characters from time to time. So even though I enjoyed the standalone episode, it would have been nice to end with the revelation of where Kevin is or what Kevin is doing, or have Matt see Kevin or something. So it would have been nice to have some sort of revelation in this one, even if it wasn't like a big at the end, even if it wasn't Kevin, I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Solid episode, solid writing, great cinematography. The story moved along a bit. And, 4 out of 5. I don't know what would have given me a higher rating on this one, honestly. I don't know why I'm even saying 4 instead of a 4.5. But, I enjoyed it. I can't say it was fantastic, and I guess that's why. All right, that's it for this one. Liked the episode. I thought it was solid. I can't wait for the next one. Chime in down below. Let me know what you thought about Leftovers Season 3, Episode 6. And what you think about this review, my video, any critiques, criticisms, or comments on how I can get better at this. And, that's pretty much it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Always appreciate it. You guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time.